Okay, right, okay. Good, hello, good. We are live. We have a spinning wheel of death. We now have a chat box, that's new. I did that last night. I'm not overly thrilled, but we'll take the chat box.
Speak!
Oh,
It's
hello.
time to talk!
Jesus, that was rapid. Welcome. How's it going, everybody? Yes, good. Okay, so we're ready to begin this. Let me just make sure my chat box is working. It is working, you can see it in the top corner there. I think messages stay for 30 seconds, so please mind your language. Hello, Brad. There we are. You're in the chat box. It works. Fucking every time I forget to turn the volume down. Do I have no volume masters on 100%? We're good. I'm just deaf. Well, you can swear. Just, you know. Please refrain from racial slurs, I suppose, mainly. I mean, that was a bit loud, yeah. You know. Yes, that was a good way to make sure everyone's awake for the start of the stream. Because, fuck me, my eardrums no longer work. Right. Still too loud. This is the Villisca Axe Murder House. This is a place where some very angry serial killing or mass murder, I suppose, took place. It's a place that I recently featured on my Paranormal Bucket List that I did like 2 days ago. That I filmed 3 times. So yeah, we're gonna watch Sam and Colby investigate it. I've read a few, or I've seen a few reports from this investigation. It came up a lot during my research for that bucket list. And seeing as this is an hour and 10 minutes, I'm going to press play. I am also going to disappear off screen for a second because I need to swap a battery over in a camera that's charging.
3-old unsolved axe murder. 8 people hacked to death.
And it all happened in the little town of Villisca, Iowa.
Do you want us to leave?
I am still here.
No way!
Something was fucking in here! Yo, okay, guys, holy shit!
When we initially walked into the house, I was like, okay, it's creepy in here, a little spooky, but I'm fine. We went upstairs. It wasn't when we were in the parents' room, it's when we went in the kids' room. I felt the same feeling in my back that I felt when I had that experience at the seance at the Conjuring house when I got an attachment. A spirit, when it's trying to attach itself to you, it starts by making like back pain at the bottom of your spine, and it goes all the way up. And that's...
Did you just get touched?
I just felt like a pressure on my back.
That's legit what I felt, and I just felt
this?
that at the bottom. When it's trying to attach itself to you, it starts by when I'm in my back that I felt when we went in the kids' room. I felt the same feeling in my back that I felt when I had that experience at the seance at the Conjuring house when I got an attachment. A spirit, when it's trying to attach itself to you, it starts by making like back pain at the bottom of your spine, and it goes all the way up. And that's...
Did you just get touched?
I just felt like a pressure on my back.
That's legit
I will keep
what I
that
felt,
in
and I just
mind.
felt that same thing upstairs.
I feel the same way as I felt during The Conjuring.
To be quite honest, when I was like, alright, we're gonna go to these haunted houses, like, alright, compared to like Hell Week, we're chilling. After all these stories and interviews that we've done today, I'm like thinking this might be one of the more scary places we've actually been to.
Why?
Seriously, it feels
It's
like
really
it too.
weird because the bass of this audio is only in my right ear. And when I wear headphones, I tend to not have my right ear in the headphone. So I can't actually hear half of what they're saying, so I might actually have to put both on.
This feels like you walk into the room and there is a psychic oppression. Like suddenly you're just...
And I'm not trying to hype this place up for camera, man. I'm being so serious right now like that. I have not felt that feeling since I had that experience.
And he said that this was actually known for physical touch, scratches, like actual things happening. Most paranormal occurrences are like sounds or like you see apparitions. This is physical. It's different.
Yeah, and what's freaky is it's not even the axe murder that was freaky. It's the fact that there was an energy that's been here for a long time. But that entity is still here. So that technically means that the murderer is still here.
I don't know if they're going to do a little history piece for Villisca here. If not, I can... What is this irritating noise? I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Beyond the spooky street.
Dude, even the trees look like they're going.
It's gonna be on the left here at the end.
Oh wait, I think I see it, dude.
I see it too. There it is, that's
There
it.
it is.
It's so tiny.
It's so tiny.
This is not what I expected it to look like.
Here we go.
The house is 508. 508 is my area code where I live.
And you are related to an axe murderer?
Oh yeah, he's related to Lizzie Borden.
Here we go. Looks like they're pretty proud of it.
It's like just some normal house in like a normal neighborhood that you would just be at.
The particularly grim thing about Villisca specifically is that the killers hid in the attic of the property.
Living with your family.
In the smallest town ever. Officially at the Villisca Axe Murder House. Been talking about this one for years. One of the most famous haunted houses in the United States. How do you not hear 8 people die in a little house like this? Oh, what was that? I don't know. So it's just the neighbor.
Some say it's one of the most haunted houses in the United States.
Century-old unsolved axe murder.
An entire family and 2 of their friends hacked to death as they slept.
Their skulls crushed beyond recognition.
To this day, the case remains
The
unsolved.
murder suspects include a power-hungry politician with a grudge, a sexually perverted preacher, and a mysterious killer who had struck before.
And many believe the home where the murders took place is now haunted.
If ever a house had reason to be haunted, this would be it.
There's been some times that the energy's so strong it about knocks you off your feet.
I know there's something there. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I'm totally convinced there's something there.
You think this place is haunted?
I've been here 20 years. I've just seen too much over 20 years.
Wow, really? Really?
I've never seen a ghost, but I've seen like everything else you can
I
imagine.
see a sneaky little Zach Bagans in the background there. He thought he could hide from me, but there he is, having a fantastic time. Zach, Nick and Aaron. I think that's Aaron.
Overnights, I put up
Or is that this fella? That might be this fella, actually. It's definitely Zach and Nick.
a notebook and like write down if something happened, if nothing happened, right, boring waste of time.
I
And I've
have
compiled
to.
notes, and it's like the same stuff from different people that will. You have no idea who tomorrow's overnights are.
Yeah,
There's one thing you really
This
don't
is
want
the
in
place
life,
that
is a
makes you
sneaky
believe.
Zach Bagans that's sneaking up on you.
Last night's crew made it till 11.
They left because they were scared?
Yeah, they heard footsteps upstairs, a ball roll across the floor, but on their way out, a cat ran in the house. And they're too afraid to go get the cat, so they're like, just so you know, there's a cat locked in there.
Yeah.
We don't care, we're not going back in.
Are these scratches from
Yeah.
Yeah, those were both day tours, just people coming
During-
Oh,
to
what?
walk through. Yeah.
Does that happen often? Those like actual physical things happening to people?
Yeah, somewhat. And then it like started a spree for like a month. After that, scratch after scratch after scratch.
Friend here,
That's
Seth,
American.
has a reputation of getting grabbed at places. So
Perfect. There's 7 of them. We were all kind of gathered in this area, and the door was shut. I was just waiting on their person to come out of the bathroom, and finally I'm like, do you have somebody in there? They're like, no. And so a guy went to go in to use it, did a little knock, and we all heard, yeah. And so he sat there for a while, and I'm like, thought you didn't have anyone in there. Pretty soon the guy just kind of turns it and opens it.
no
Light
one
was
there.
off. There's no all
Wow.
all 7
Bit
of
weird.
us heard, yeah.
I've heard of some mixed reviews, but you 100% think this place is haunted?
For sure. Like this would have fizzled out 25 years ago, and we're still like a year booked in it.
I was gonna say, you think that's the main reason why this place is so famous,
Oh,
is
yeah.
for the paranormal?
When we started this, Darwin, who bought it, it's like, we're not going to advertise any of this. We never have. He's like, it'll
What?
just be what it is.
It's all word of mouth?
That's incredible because like this is a
There he
place
is again, being
personally I
stalked by
wanted
Zach
to
Bagans.
Yeah, I've
as
heard
Zach
about
says.
this all over.
Every TV show, that's them calling us. That's the one that tries to run in the house all the time.
So wait, that cat's drawn to the house?
Yeah, it's here all the time.
That's super cool.
Does it have a name or is it stray or?
Call it church.
Hey, church.
From the church.
Weird name for a cat, Church.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going in. They're entering the Villisca Axe Murder House.
You got.
I'm getting dizzy from this camera angle.
Grab a seat in the living room there.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so much tinier than.
Dude, it smells
Anything.
I don't know. I mean, they used to have a virtual tour on their website that I've done numerous times through the years. Because I was fascinated by the murders in this place. So it's weird seeing people actually in there.
So I come in to clean one day, and I hear some guy walk across the upstairs, shut a dresser drawer, and I'm like, who's this? Like, not on my watch. So I'm instantly mad. I go running upstairs to confront this guy, and nothing. Wow. So all my buddies afterwards are like, oh, houses make noise, man. It's like, I'm not a 2-year-old. I know what a footstep is. I've seen the shadow figure, which we've had profiling forensics groups catch it on video.
Shadow man.
I've seen every door in this house open and slam by itself on non-windy days. Objects move, chairs, rocks.
There's a ball.
Hurtful long conversations upstairs. Here lately, it's been really weird. If anybody starts getting weird, go get a candy bar, like, take a break.
Yeah.
You don't need to get it out.
You're not you when you're hungry.
I've been in here many times. Just
Snickers ad.
not even
Okay.
ghost hunting, just like cleaning
That
and
moved.
stuff, and start to just feel like you're
Thought
half
my
drunk
angle never used
out
to
of
be
bed.
that
It's like I
wide.
need out of
Maybe
this
it did.
house and go out, and it's like an hour or two later you start to like get back to normal. I call it a paranormal hangover.
After some places we go to, it like takes me like a couple days to just kind of like readjust.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Swear
it's
to
a
God.
super normal thing if you do this a lot.
That is a fairly normal thing from paranormal locations, I find. I experienced that at wherever it is that I went, the Ancient Ram Inn. It just took a few days to really get back into the swing of not being in the most haunted building in the country.
Wow, I had no idea. That's freaky.
You're about to experience it, Nate.
Oh,
What's the scariest thing that you experienced?
I was upstairs, me being a complete loser on a Friday night at 10 p.m. It's like, oh, okay, I'll go fix stuff at the Axe House. My life sucks that bad. That's what I do on a Friday night. So I lock the door, and I'm trying to fix a bed upstairs. Door opens, somebody walks in, door shuts. And I'm up there going, in my head, I'm like, we're not open, people. And it's like, well, obviously they broke in, idiot. So I'm just listening to them walk around down here. They don't know I'm up here. This is going to be awesome. So I hide in the kids' room closet. Plan is to scare the crap out of this kid and just be like, why are you breaking in? If you want to see it, I'll just show it to you. They come upstairs into the room I'm in. You could hear the footsteps. It's like, po-po, heel-toe, heel-toe, toe-toe. And you could feel it on the floor. I kick the door open to the big blah. Oh, nothing.
Whoa.
I'm out.
I was frozen. I was just standing there like this, and I went to say hello, and it was just, I couldn't even talk. I think whatever is here latches on to people that are mentally stable or rooted in whatever faith you believe in for protection and exploits that, enjoys doing all of the above.
I'm genuinely uncomfortable in this
I'm
house.
scared.
It has nothing to do with the stories. It's just the vibe here.
I was like, yo, this is a tiny little house. This is going to be chill. But this seems like actually one of the scarier places we've been.
Heart rate is at 115.
Holy shit,
We're
dude.
now 100.
Dude, what's
Okay.
freaking me out is like the mental manipulation thing, man.
So far, it's definitely a weird house. Again, this video feels kind of backwards. It feels like they've sort of skipped a few steps. I don't know, it just feels like there should be a history piece at the beginning, which I guess they'll do in a bit, or maybe they'll just skip it altogether, I don't know.
That it might not be happening outside of us, but inside.
And we're just right here. He said 90% of the stuff happens upstairs.
Hey, the cat's on the porch.
Oh, Church is here watching us.
There
Oh, he's actually watching us. Holy shit.
He's like, y'all gonna die.
My grandma, while she was like dying in the hospital, she went to a hospital where they would let like cats walk around. And apparently right before you were about to die, a cat would come up and like lay with you for comfort. and then you pass away. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know if this is like a well-known thing or a lot of people do this, but I'm just saying there was a cat just like sitting there with us, watching us. Like,
And it can like sense it.
like it can sense, like it has another sense of like a spiritual realm.
Or it could just be cat.
Let's go with that.
So this is the staircase leading up to the parents' room.
As long as we stay together, we'll be okay.
None of that solitary shit tonight, guys.
Oh yeah, you don't want to?
Oh, no, not tonight.
How did he get up those stairs?
Exactly. Like most people probably think he was in the attic. Crept out, got the parents, walked over there because there's a big pool of blood at the top of the steps that wasn't hooked to this blood. So it's almost like he just froze and like just stood there as the blood dripped off the axe. Then went and got those.
So yeah, it's pretty fucked, really. Killed the parents, killed the kids. And I want to say one of the two kids that was visiting the house was like the last person that he killed, supposedly. I think she was 12, and I'm pretty sure they said she had defensive wounds all over her arms and that, like where she was trying to block an axe as it was being swung at her, and it was pretty fucked. She also had signs of sexual assault, which obviously isn't good. So yeah, whoever did the crime was just fucked completely. There's no, question.
Kids, 2 downstairs, came back at him again, back downstairs.
And then returned and beat the shit out of the parents some more. That was another part of the...
Stairs again, but that's just a guess. So he's hitting them with the blunt part of the blade's back as he's coming back like that. You can see where...
The only person who got hit with the axe end of the blade was the father, I want to say he was called Josiah. I think it was Josiah, Sarah, Mary. I can't remember the rest. I think there might have been a William in there. I can't remember their names.
Oh my god. They patched up the ceiling and he's just like hitting the back of the wall.
Dude, that is horrifying.
Yes.
I thought
Josiah and Sarah and their children Herman, Mary, Arthur and Paul. So that's the 6 members of the Moore family. And then the other 2, the visiting individuals, were Ina May and Lena Gertrude. Lena is the one that they believe was the one that fought back and was potentially assaulted.
he would be like swinging from here for some reason.
Wait, there was kids sleeping in there.
Yeah, there's 4.
There's 4.
The entire Moore family was upstairs.
How did they not? Yeah, how did he do that?
How did he get from there all the way over here to kill 4 kids in this room?
So this had about 6 layers of wallpaper on. We tore off. This mark was underneath all of that. The ceiling was just tore up with axe marks.
So do you think he was going like crazy with it, like running around just smacking everything, like frenzy?
At one point, one of the detectives back in the day said it looked like he took the axe like this. In this room, it is like a celebrating frenzy, is what he called it.
Dr. Ed Epperly has been investigating these murders.
The killer was swinging the axe over his head one-handed in a frenzy of excitement.
So after the door incident, and it was this door that I kicked open.
Okay, so when you were running up the stairs to like hide from this guy, you were standing right there.
I heard him downstairs, so I hid in that closet.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in here, and I mean, you can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
It took me 3 days to come back, and I'm just like, you guys, I gotta work here. Like, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. And then I go, you guys need me here because I bring you sacrifices every night.
No.
Oh my god. Which is super weird.
So tonight we're the sacrifices, guys.
Yeah, welcome! Sacrifice!
If you come in wanting to hit the hornet's nest with a baseball bat, you're gonna get that. If you come in wanting to roll a ball with a kid, you're gonna get that.
Anybody want to roll balls?
Oh, you're saying you don't want to hit the hornet's
I
nest
would rather
tonight?
play with some balls.
Just out of curiosity, what place was you think like the scariest that you've been to?
Sally House in Atchison, Kansas.
No way!
We're going to that in 2 days. We're doing that in 2 days.
You think that's the scariest place you've ever been?
What led me there was...
No way, no way.
These 2 places are the exact same street address. Both of them are 508 2nd Street, this house and the Sally House.
So these are like connected.
Deb and Tony Pickman, who used to live in the Sally house, come do an overnight here. And as soon as Tony walked in, he's like, whatever's in here was what was at my place. So if you look at the artist rendition of Sally spitting...
Horrible. Horrible. Sally from the Sally house, said to be a demon, possible demonic entity. It's just creepy. I'm not a fan of it.
Image of Catherine Moore. He pointed this out.
Well,
I got chills,
I mean, it's not
dude.
though, is
Wow.
it? Really?
And in the basement, there's this big blob on the floor, which was supposedly where the pentagram was. So I'm standing on it, trying to get stuff to happen. Nothing's happening. So I was like, in the name of Jesus Christ, do something. I felt like a scratch on my leg. So I run upstairs. I'm like, yes, I got scratched. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
I pull up my pant leg. In the back of my calf, it's bald. And around it, you can see where the hairs. It's like where I did this in junior high. You guys probably didn't, hopefully. But take a lighter to your
Oh,
hair.
yeah, and it burns straight off. Yeah.
And you could smell the burnt hairs. You could see where they were singed with like the white.
So it didn't scratch you, it burnt you.
Burnt hair off my leg.
What?
I've never heard of that before.
Oh my
That's so
god.
hellish, man.
I was weird for like 2 months after coming back from the Sally house. My wife made spaghetti, and I opened up the drawer to get a fork, and I seen a corkscrew. And I just had the quick 1 second mental flash of corkscrewing her eye. And I was just like, what is wrong with me?
Sorry?
Ghost Adventures filmed not too long after that, and Zach's like, do you ever get weird mental flash? Ghost Adventures.
My first question is, why have we blurred out the Ghost Adventures crew? It's not that they're not easily identifiable, although I don't know who that bloke is.
Filmed not too long after that, and Zach's like, do you ever get weird mental flashes of violence? I'm like, yeah. He goes, we do all the time. It's from being in these places.
I don't know about you, Seth. I know you've been to like a bunch of like the haunted stuff as well, but like even after Hell Week, going through all of that, there would be some images like that, and maybe not of me doing violent things to people, but just like almost gruesomely violent images.
Always constantly thinking about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a feeling tonight's gonna be something else.
Let's get on with the ghosts now, please.
You see that? What? On the way down, his phone just completely ran out of battery.
Well,
Right there.
Done.
well, he's had the torch on for the last like hour, so I'm not surprised.
It turned off. He said he had half battery.
Mine's fine.
I saw that die. I thought you turned it off.
No.
Well, you know what that means though. It's taking power.
You guys want some to add a little extra oomph?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Come on out to the office.
Dude, the cat's tripping me out.
I like the cat.
I like it, but it's tripping me out.
Look. It's coming in the bar.
So if the idea of ghosts feed off of energy, this EM pump, just throw it in the house somewhere and flick that on, and it's going to blast energy.
I like an
into
EM
the room,
pump.
almost feeding it. This is basically going to force feed a shit ton of that into whatever room it's in. So it's going to give it plenty of energy to do whatever. So just throw this in there. And
Thanks for letting us
That's
use it.
amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, congrats on the Employee of the Year.
20 years running.
20 years running. That's actually really nice.
So we are getting pulled over.
So I'm pulling you over, stopping you for your headlight. Don't know if you know.
Listen, so he pulled me over because my headlight is out apparently. But we've been driving this car for 2 days and we had it on and we were in the parking lot with it last night. So it might have gone out since we've been at the Villisca house.
Is that another sense of power outage since we've been at the Villisca house?
But the car was parked right there.
The headlight's not out.
No, are you kidding me?
The headlight is not out.
It's literally not out.
What? Guys, we just got pulled over. What for that? Wait, try your bright. Try your bright.
Okay, no, the brights are on right now.
Brights are on too? Turn off your brights. Maybe it's different. What?
It's not out.
What's up, guys? It's Sam Colby.
Obviously, tonight we are at one of the most spooky haunted houses in the United States, the Villisca Axe Murder House. Today we got Nate and Seth, and as you guys know, Seth, aren't you related to a freaking axe murderer?
Yes, I am.
If
Alleged.
you believe it was Lizzie.
Fifth cousin Lizzie, axe murderer, is coming to another axe murderer's house. Right now, we start a night alone here in this house. We are about to tell you guys one of the most insane murder mystery
Okay, we are getting the
stories
history.
that I've ever heard of.
Feels
All
weird
the
getting the
one of
history
coolest
15
in all
minutes
the
into
United
the
Seriously, and
video.
guys, viewer discretion is advised. Like, it's going to get graphic at some points, and
Oh,
even
it
like,
definitely is.
I don't know how to say this.
It's like sexual.
Sexually, like weird.
Yeah, so don't watch it with your parents, please.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get inside.
Saying it's going to get sexually weird in that sort of jokey way, given the severity of the sexual crime, committed within. It feels a bit weird.
I'll tell you why this is gonna probably stay unsolved. Welcome, guys. Behind these doors was a octuple axe murder. 8 people died. Sadly, 6 of them were children. Expecto.
Oh yeah, we put the balls in there before we left for dinner.
The balls are hanging where they should.
All right. We're officially alone in here.
Dude, it should be said that, like, the minute you walk through that door, the energy just...
The killer would have come in here and gone immediately up these steps. This is a small house, you know, there's 8 people in here. How would a killer with an axe get in through a window and walk all the way up these stairs without anyone here?
See, that's why I think he was in the attic. They also found 2 cigarette butts in the attic as well during the investigation.
Oh, really?
They did.
Now, this was June 10th, 1912. It actually occurred on a Sunday. They were all at church. The mother, Sarah Moore, was actually like putting on this like event that they were doing at the church. They walked down here afterwards. They had 2 other of the kids' friends there with them that night. Weirdly enough, Villisca City was in like an argument with the electrical company about power and wages and all that type of stuff. So the power company shut off the lights around the town that night. So this was super, super dark.
Perfect.
So the 2 friends were like, I don't want to walk home all the way in the dark. Can I sleep over this night alone? If this would have happened on any other night, 2 of those kids would have been saved.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Hardly anybody actually like locked their doors at night. It just was a normal thing for your neighbor to come around, knock, like you just walk in and be like, hey, can I have some sugar? Or, you know, whatever they need, right?
Well, and the whole serial killer thing just wasn't even in their radar.
All the family members lived upstairs, so there's
That's
4 kids in
mental.
1 bedroom and the 2...
Just imagine not locking your doors at night.
Wasn't even in their radar.
I mean, I lock my door during the day when I'm in.
All the family members lived upstairs, so there's 4 kids in 1...
Boy, yeah, who the fuck is boys? I don't remember there being a Boyd in my in the previous notes I read. Arthur. His name's Arthur. Arthur Moore.
1 bedroom and the 2 parents in the
Arthur
main
Boyd
bedroom right
Moore.
here. And the guest bedroom is right here in this living room.
Right
would
over
be
there.
Where the other 2 members.
It just got really quiet.
The heater cut
Oh,
off. Promise, I was just listening to that.
Okay, this is like a really touchy subject, I feel like, because we're dealing with like children here. Like all these kids that passed away were like 12 or under.
When you bring children into it, it just gets even more gruesome.
And it just also shows you how fucked up this killer actually was.
Yeah, whoever it was.
If he wasn't hiding in the attic and there's 8 people in the house, how did he come up these stairs right here without making any sort
did
of
not.
noise? Dude, my heart rate, I swear to God, it
He was hiding in the attic.
just like increased.
They found, when police investigated the house after the killings and the bodies were found, they found 2 cigarette butts or 2 extinguished cigarettes in a bucket in the attic, indicating that somebody had been waiting there for a relatively long time.
So much when we came up here. I'm at 130, bro. That's like I'm like jogging or something.
Allegedly, he killed the parents first because obviously the parents would be the biggest threat, most likely to fight back, that type of thing. Kill Joe Moore, kill Sarah Moore. He would use the back end. The reason why he did the back end of the
Who the fuck is Joe? I'm having issues with their telling of events. I guess Joe's Josiah, actually. Okay, no, I'll give them that one. That one does make sense. Yeah, to be fair, no, I'll give them that. Joe probably is Josiah.
access to kill people faster. Didn't want to risk the possibility of it getting lodged or stuck in someone's skull.
Apparently Sarah Moore was the only victim of this entire crime that had the blade actually hit her. See,
this is where you think he was.
I think he would be...
See, I thought it was Joe that was the only one that was hit with the axe. Let me clarify. Corroborate, if you will. Yeah, everyone had been bludgeoned to death. The killer or killers used the blade of the axe on Josiah, while the rest of the victims had the blunt end. So it was actually Joe that got the axe.
What if all
end.
the clothes were hiding him back there and he was just like ducked around the corner, you know? It could have been like that. He could have been hiding easy. 4 of the Moore children were stuck in this room and all died without being awoken.
How?
They just would have heard both their parents just die by blunt force of an axe 5 feet away from him. Doesn't make any sense.
Like, and even if they did have a door right here way back in the day, like, you would still be able to hear that, I feel like. I personally thought, like, when I first was researching this, that he had some sort of, like, poison or, like chloroform.
Or something to knock them all out, like, quietly and then kill them.
All the interviews that we had today, like, every expert was just like, nope, that didn't happen.
That means that this person must have been very quick and know exactly what they were doing.
Johnny talked about this in the tour a little bit, but you can look and actually see the axe marks here as well. If he was using the blunt end, he would have had to swing this way and then come back up to smack this.
Well, and he was left-handed, so like...
Oh yeah, you're right.
It would have banned.
Yeah, what? But there's the little girls right there, rest in peace.
Yeah, the victims. Paul Moore, age 5 years old.
Boyd Moore, Catherine Moore, and then Herman Moore, all rest in peace.
They might have just been scared. You know, they might have just like stayed in here scared. You know what I mean?
Maybe that might be it. Maybe they even pretended that they were asleep.
Like if you hear someone walking around, it could have been, you know, their friends downstairs or their parents to come check on them, and they're like, okay, let me just, you know, stay quiet.
Yeah, that's very plausible.
Stillinger or Stillinger?
Stillinger, I think, yeah.
But these were the 2 neighbor girls. They were right in here. Blunt end of the axe, did the same thing, killed them both.
Yeah, dude, one interesting, like, characteristic of this guy, they think is, like, maybe ritualistic, is that he covered all the windows and all the mirrors. Like, to me, covering the windows makes sense, because it's like...
The mirrors is weird. Covering the mirrors, to me, makes it feel like he's either playing some sort of spiritualistic approach, which if he was a man of religion could make sense, I suppose, if it was the priest or the preacher or whichever it was. There's also the obviously maybe not wanting to look at themselves while committing these heinous criminal acts.
People seen to the house. But why the mirrors, you know? Was it like a shame thing?
Maybe he just had such like a demented mind that like this crime was his fantasy.
Now, in order to make sure that they were dead, he went around a second time and hit them 20 to 30 times to like make sure that they were almost unrecognizably dead.
Do you know how they found that out? They went upstairs. They found a shoe that was tipped over, and then there was a pool of blood like falling out of it. And basically what they concluded was that after he murdered the Moores, the blood from the murders would drip off the bed and it filled up a shoe. They know he came back up because he probably came back up, kicked the shoe over by accident. Like, how would the shoe be full of blood?
Are you what?
I swear to God, I think I felt something on my back. I swear to fucking God.
What? I think one of my big concerns with somewhere like the Villisca house would be just, obviously, spirits are said to be able to scratch and physically harm people. There's nothing really stopping the spirit from having a spiritual axe of some description. Good evening, greetings to you, Jordan. Like, the idea of a serial killing ghost that might potentially have an axe doesn't appeal to me.
What the fuck?
I swear.
Like a grab?
No. It was like a little.
Wait, let's see if there's a scratch.
No. It wasn't like it was on my clothes. It was like somebody went like this. Like a little
pull.
Like a pinch.
That's
right here.
Dude, that's one of the things that they say to do. Like it said that physical touch and grab, like almost like a kid trying to get your attention.
Yes.
It does. One of the common things in this house is clothing being grabbed and tugged.
It was on my back. I swear to God.
What were we just talking about while we were?
The second time around the kids.
Yeah,
guys, no, I'm not.
You haven't really been touched ever, really.
I would love to do a US tour. I mean, I did my bucket list thing the other day, and just the sheer number of those that are in the US. There are technically 2 that aren't on that list, and one of them's like Mexico, so it's as close as you can get without actually being in the US.
Never. This is the first time. The only thing I can think of is like, I have like a bigger
But nothing is behind you.
It didn't snag on anything.
No, there's nothing behind me. How would it snap? Dude, something, I swear to God, it felt like somebody, just barely, just like that.
Oh my god. Okay. After he came back a second time, he killed everybody. He'd make sure all the windows are closed so, you know, not as many people would see in. And then he'd come over and he would cover every single body and head with a sheet.
So one thing that's like exceptionally disturbing about what happened, and like trigger warning here, this is like pretty graphic, but they found like seminal fluid. They think, you know, he like sexually pleasured himself, but specifically he like used a slab of meat to do it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so like raw bacon.
Bacon.
No fucking way.
They found...
I saw that, and it was one of the things that, like... how do you even really, like, talk about that?
2-pound slab of bacon on this floor right here, next to like a chair, looking at the eldest girl.
And the one girl had been moved in the bed, her undergarments removed, and she was sexually posed with a lamp at the foot of the bed.
There was a lamp, and it was pointed right here. And again, guys, like, this is disgusting.
That actually just made me sick to my fucking stomach.
Yeah, it's horrible. This is a 12-year-old girl we're talking about. She was apparently pulled to the end of the bed because her arms went like this. She was also repositioned with her nightgown pulled up on her waist, and her underwear was off.
She wasn't.
She was not. There was no evidence of. The only thing they found on her was a bloody, like, handprint on her thigh.
So that means that obviously he was handling her after she was dead, and then like he must have been sitting right here with this slab of meat doing whatever serial killers do.
For me, that's like past the point of serial killer. That's into like psycho.
And these are children we're talking about. Now, how they found this body is their neighbor was like, okay, I know they all went home from church last night. They had some friends over.
That was
like 8
fucking
o'clock.
dark. Shit. Like, I knew the history. I knew that. I just didn't think they'd go into the full detail of it. Yeah.
In the morning and no one was up. They're like, oh, this is not like the Moore family to not, you know, feed their cows or like get up and whatnot. I'm gonna go check on them. Went over, knocked on the door, tried opening it. It was locked. Moores never lock their doors. Something's weird. The neighbor ends up calling Joe Moore's brother. He's like, hey, did he come into work? No. She's like, then can you come over with your key and open it up? And that is when they found all the bodies.
Literally the entire town came to see the crime scene and like messed it up almost immediately.
They even allowed people to touch the murder weapon.
But I think that also just goes to show you, like, how tight-knit this community
How
actually
rare
was.
it
Because
is,
they all,
like-
like, felt like they deserved to know something.
It also shows like how underdeveloped the police force was back in the day, because the same thing happened at the Lizzie Borden case.
It was really strange that this one
Common
incident
occurrence.
basically split up the town, and that's because of the suspects. Let's get into who possibly could have done this murder.
3 experts.
Kelly
on the case.
Rundle produced and directed the film, and Dr. Ed Epperly has been investigating these murders for decades.
Well, my name is Kelly Rundle.
My name is Ed Epperly.
Hi, my name is Rachel McCarthy James. I am the co-author of the 2017 true crime book, The Man from the Train.
This is obviously one of the most famous murder
Cheeky plug
mysteries
there,
in the
yeah.
United States, so there's a lot of different suspects, but it really comes down to only a couple. Pretty much everybody else that's done this video concluded that there are 2 main suspects.
So the first main suspect was actually a man that lived in this town named Frank Jones, and he was a businessman, rumored to be business rivals with Mr. Joe Moore himself. So bad, like, they would see each other, like, in person and, like, choose to walk on opposite sides of the sidewalk. And you know how tiny this town is. Joe Moore might have had a sexual relationship with Frank's daughter-in-law.
J.B. Moore was probably having an affair with the daughter of a man named Frank Jones. So people thought that Frank Jones did this crime in retaliation for it.
That would be a good motive.
Dude, that's old-timey tea right there.
Word just got around that there might have been
I mean,
going on.
You know anything about the telephone?
It's plausible.
1912, girl that was running the switchboard could press a lever and listen to the conversation.
He was also Iowa state senator, so when people started pointing fingers towards him saying he was the one that did it, it kind of divided the town because a lot of people looked up to him and trusted him. He was like a very wealthy, successful man in this town. Basically made this little town turn into chaos.
There's a second one, who is probably Frank Jones's polar opposite. He's an erratic little preacher named Reverend Kelly. He was notorious for being a peeping Tom, which if you don't know what that is, it's someone who goes town to town, house to house, just peeping in windows, trying to.
I don't know who this guy is.
He was also notorious.
This fella here. Whom be he?
For trying to elicit sexual behavior from women all over the place. Like, he tried to hire a stenographer, but told her, if you're gonna type for me, you gotta be in the nude.
Creepy guy.
So he had a sexual fascination. He needed
they do
to
talk in the chat box, that's cool.
let him happen.
Just checking.
Naked.
The killer sat there and looked at her. He'd exposed the genitals. That's one of the reasons that Kelly remains a suspect.
He was also mentally unstable. He suffered a mental breakdown in his adolescence, and the reputation kind of carried. After the murders happened, he came back to town and confessed to having killed everyone. He said that a shadowy figure called him, gave him the axe, brought him into the house, and against his will, he was told, and he heard the voice as if from God, Peter, slay and eat.
Messed up.
He had been in town the night of the murders and had left early the next morning. But ultimately, the state charged him with the crime.
Wait, so Johnny, do you have a theory as to like who committed the murders?
Reverend Kelly.
Yeah.
Really?
He's this guy, old guy, come in for a day tour, and he said probably the smartest thing I've ever heard. He goes, "You just gotta look at the crime and how crazy it was." I was like, "Yeah, it's super crazy." Like, the guy ate a meal afterwards. He goes, "It takes a crazy person to do a crazy crime." So simple. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The day of the murders at 5:19 a.m., prior to the neighbor finding the bodies, he was seen leaving town on the rail.
Like, I don't think physically even if, you know, the bane of my very existence, I'm just gonna... Why is my face doing the whole illuminated LED thing again? See if we can turn this down a bit. There we go. I don't know though, logistically, if I would have the ability within me to commit a crime like that. Does anyone here now think, given the right motive, I don't think it's the sort of thing you could just do. I think it's something that you would very much need a tipping point to really push you towards, you know, as opposed to just doing it, for example. But I still don't think even then I could go as extreme. Obviously the sexual assault, definitely not. But specifically the murdering 8 people with an axe. 8 people with an axe. I just don't think I could do it. I just really don't.
No way. He told passengers there's 8 souls left there.
Right when we all researched this and heard about that, we were like, it has to be him. Kelly.
Obviously.
He's a weird guy. He was also left-handed. We forgot to say that.
Yeah, left-handed, 5'2".
Okay. So he would have matched his like crazy sporadic behavior with the axe and the swinging and all that.
He was in and out of town all the time, like not staying. And also, he was seen...
5'2", is very short. If he's left-handed, he'd be swinging the axe over that shoulder. To hit the ceiling while being 5'2", I suppose it depends on the length of the handle.
Sending a bloody t-shirt to Omaha to get it clean.
Oh, you know what else? He was seen attending that church service the night before. Yeah.
He was there.
He was there. So what if he just saw these girls performing, because all the more girls and their friends were all performing at the church. What if he was there, saw them,
You know what?
sought them out?
And that would make sense. That would make sense with the whole covering the mirror thing, because he was obviously in conflict with himself about these sexual drives, because he was a reverend, you know.
So after hearing all this information, and if these are the main 2 suspects, it's pretty clear that it was Reverend Kelly. There might not be enough information to 100% pin him, but out of the 2, for sure it would be Reverend Kelly. And then we looked...
Why not Frank?
So Frank, let's say he did actually want to out this guy for his business. He would only want to kill Joe Moore. not the entire family, and
Very
not
true.
these random neighborhood kids.
And something I forgot to mention, very, very
That is
important
very
about
true.
Frank, is that he wasn't rumored to kill them himself. He was going to hire a man named William Mansfield to do the deed for him because he was already convicted axe murderer.
And so that led to this William Mansfield getting arrested. But almost immediately, they figured out, oh yeah, this guy was completely out of town
He has an
during the
alibi.
time of his murder, and he had his boss like vouch for him that he was at work. So he's like, okay, it was obviously not him. So with that being said, he didn't really have a motive to kill the entire family, and his guy that he would have had kill them was not even in town.
So it's solved. It's Kelly.
So it's Kelly.
It's Kelly. He's weird, short,
Yeah.
left-handed.
But what's wrong with being short and left-handed?
The Villisca Axe Murders was Mr. Reverend Kelly, or was it?
Was it?
Almost every single case that we've seen, every YouTube video, every story, only has these two
Kindred
as the final
spirits.
candidates. We dove a little deeper, and there's actually a third option, one that almost no one.
Sorry, what do you mean you dove a little? You didn't what? It didn't delve deep at all. The Wikipedia page has 7 options. These are all people that were suspected of potentially committing the crime. That they haven't dug deep. They've just looked at Wikipedia.
One else has talked about. So earlier today, we actually met with the author of a book called The Man from the Train,
Yeah.
who is almost certain she has solved the case.
You believe you have solved the
I do believe I have solved this case. I'm about 85% sure, I would say.
Wow.
The Man from the Train is based on this one serial killer that went town to town on railways, always hitting these houses across the Midwest here. During this time, 1912, law enforcement did not even really take into consideration the idea of a serial killer. Again, they were saying it had to be someone from the town or someone who has some motive for the family.
So who was this serial killer? According to Rachel James, it was a man by
Paul
the name
Mueller.
of Paul Miller.
The killer behind Villisca was a man named Paul Miller. He was a German immigrant. He was a very skilled guy, and he was living with this man, Newton, a farmer. One night, January 7th, 1898, he had some friends over, and they were talking about neighborhood stuff. He paid them $1 he owed them. They went home after that, and then the neighbors later that night saw Paul walking towards the train. They said, "Hey, Paul," and he didn't say anything back. A couple days later, they notice the cows haven't been fed and that the dog is barking and that something is off. They go in there, find the whole family dead, all killed with the back of an axe, covered with bed sheets.
This single person had a very strict ritual, very, very similar to what happened here at the Villisca Axe.
Well, that does
He had been
sound.
doing this for about 15 years and he was very practiced getting off the train, finding a house with a family, going in, killing them, getting back on the train.
Is there any other common similarities that are just like minor details?
Yeah, what I was looking for was a family, whole family murder. Another one would be
So the man on the train. There's also a haunting, I suppose, a part of a haunting, an apparition. Yeah, an event maybe, where it's said that when the train goes past this property, when the train goes past the Villisca Axe Murder House, a black or dark mist-like fog can be seen moving around the property, room to room, almost as if it's the stone tape theory of the conditions being perfect and similar, and it replaying the history of this literal figure moving room to room, bludgeoning the children as it goes.
that he picked up an axe at the scene. He didn't bring his own axe, so people would leave a wood pile with an axe in it in their backyard.
Almost identical to this murder.
And he would take lanterns, put them on the ground, and remove the sheath, and make the place more dimly lit.
And there was, unfortunately, like little girls in these other houses who were not molested, but positioned in weird ways.
There's always sexually aggressive behaviors towards all these murders.
Killing children, especially if they're children you don't know, especially if they're children you don't care for, that is another level of magnitude above what most people are capable of, even violent people.
Of course.
So that's really what makes me think that it is Paul Miller, is the children.
Based on
It would
the
make
evidence,
sense.
I think it is very clear who did this murder.
Even if it's not Paul Miller himself, definitely a serial killer who was traveling around the Midwest is my personal opinion of what happened.
I think it's logical.
I'm interested in Kelly, man. I'm not sold that it's not him. Because one of the things Johnny told us was that this house is all about mental manipulation. And Kelly was...
Now, I'm of the understanding that during this episode they do at some point communicate directly with a spirit who claims to be the killer. So I think they actually get a name. And I would be very interested to know what that name is.
Mentally unstable.
One final interesting fact about this place is these murders happened in the town of Villisca, which was actually named after an indigenous word, Villisca, which was thought to mean pretty place. What we found out today is it actually means evil spirit.
A Native American word means evil spirit.
Evil spirit?
It means evil spirit.
No,
and what did Johnny say when we were touring? That there was one shadow person
It was
here.
convincing people to die here. I think there's only one way for us to find
Brilliant.
out, and that would be by doing a little paranormal investigation. If we can catch something tonight that proves there's some demonic figure,
Is it?
maybe it is.
Ooh, I will bear that in mind. I like the stone tape theory. It's a solid, there's a lot of, I think, what do I think? There's a lot of credibility to it. That's what I was trying to say. I sort of buy it. I don't have a strong enough understanding of physics to know how plausible it is, but I'm there for it. I believe it.
Dude, this was literally just sitting on the floor.
What is it?
Not ours, but this is like a Ouija board pendulum.
Yeah,
You
looks
go
like it.
This. Someone's doing some witchcraft shit in here.
We took a fair amount of time rifling through the notes left by former people. A lot of them were inconsequential. They said they didn't experience much, but a few of them really back up some of the things we've already experienced. For instance, some of us came as skeptics, but there is something here. We saw no real physical manifestations, but we felt it. Body touches, hair, clothes, etc. Like you had plenty of EVP activity, lots of spirit box activity. But be kind and do not antagonize what is tied to the space by horror.
Ooh.
While upstairs in the parents' room, I felt
Grim.
someone jab me in my left side. I immediately felt pain and felt as though I couldn't breathe. As I came back downstairs, I just felt as though I was going to pass out. Dizzy feeling.
That's exactly what you had.
We visited the house today. I left laughing, thinking that everybody that comes here was crazy for even thinking that there were spirits or hauntings. And then we decided to look back on our EVPs. I now have chills. My two girls alone in the upstairs closet asking if the kids wanted to play. The little girl's voice responded, "Please come back."
Whoa.
In another recording, we asked who moved the ball. In a voice recording, a little child saying, "I did."
Around midnight, another train came. I was reading Bible aloud by myself when an EVP in the attic we caught saying, "Pray." I asked if they wanted me to pray, and an answer in a female voice said, "You should."
Oh, man.
In the attic?
I got me and Josh's version of the music box. When something goes in front,
Oh, yours is different.
got a range of 5 feet, so anything within 5 feet will trigger that. This is what we call a geophone. It's got a bunch of lights and stuff on it.
Yeah.
But basically, all these little LEDs,
Detects
they detect
vibrations.
touch and vibration. Like a step, that was me. Blue lights right here are a built-in K2 meter. Numbers right here are just temperature reading. Red lights right here indicate a drastic change in temperature.
I want a
Ladybug on you,
Dude,
bro.
a ladybug, that's good luck.
Oh, that is
man.
good luck, yo. We need that for this because this is really freaking scary.
A ladybug.
That's a tiny one.
Have you seen the balls yet?
I haven't seen the balls yet.
So these are cat balls.
I
So
got those.
basically, they just respond to
Cat's
touch.
balls, yeah, his
Wait, you
girlfriend.
took those balls from cats?
Yeah.
You have to grab it and cough for it to actually work.
Finally bought ourselves some mag light flashlights. These are the easiest flashlights to go on and off. So if there's some sort of motion, spirit, or anything that happens, it should be.
I'm not convinced by mag lights because they are very, very sensitive, and the slightest vibration can cause them to turn on and off, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Able to go on and off to answer a question.
What do we call this? The crack pump?
Yeah, crack pump.
Crack pump.
That's how you know it's working, because look, the EMF goes crazy around
It
it,
pumps.
too.
It's literally pumping. It's like
It's
boom.
pumping.
It full of crack right now.
Yeah, you can see it. Boom, boom. Your little heartbeat.
So the crack is getting pumped. Let's set up all of our equipment and let's get started.
What? Huh?
Did you not get that?
No, I was not filming at all.
I don't know. What? Look at this. Look at this. Something's on.
Is that
what are you looking at? No, there's something in here. Wait, guys, there's no way we could have. What? Oh, it might be a cat ball or something down there.
Dude, and it's under
That
the
was
sheets.
definitely not on, or else we would have noticed that.
How would that be on so long?
Wait, what is it?
Is it a cat ball? How hard do you have to squeeze that to
Dude,
make
you
it turn
have,
on?
you have to give it a squeeze.
When we walked in there, it was on.
It didn't turn on when we walked by?
But that's covered in pillows, so think about
Yeah,
that.
there's no way.
Even
if we were like pushing on it, there's no way.
Yeah, no way.
No way in hell.
There's the
my
train.
God. Okay, we were talking about this. That could have easily been loud enough to cover up footsteps.
Yeah,
Walking around.
definitely.
Easy.
I mean, Johnny said they liked to play with the balls the most. No way.
So it could have been us. That just proves it right there. There's no way that would be us.
No.
We just walked in.
That's a solid bit of testing there.
Something was fucking in here.
And it just turned on again.
Wait, that is literally, it's literally like a cat ball right now. Like, it was in the closet.
That wasn't you? That wasn't you?
No. That couldn't have been us.
Paranormal investigator came here by himself and apparently blacked out, had no recollection of what happened, and woke up with a knife in his chest.
He was there.
Sorry, back what? A, let's not be going to places like this by yourself, because that's fucking nuts. B, he blacked out and woke up with a knife in his chest. I mean, no thank you, firstly. Absolutely not. No, you're fine.
What? Trying to provoke something in you.
One of the last overnights I had was a guy from Texas. They come in, they're like, can we just talk to you for a second? The dude was shaking. He's talking about all the stuff that happened in the normal spots. And then he said he was sitting on that bed and they're like provoking, saw light in the closet, and they were like, we're out of here. What they don't know and what nobody knows is the guy that shoved a knife through his chest in that room in 2014 said that he was sitting on that bed provoking and he saw a light come out of the closet.
So, what now? It's a good question, Vice. Why did a ghost hunter stab himself inside a famous axe murder? It's a solid question. You can't knock their commitment. On November 7th, the visitor to the world-renowned Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa, was rushed to a nearby hospital after being found with a self-inflicted stab wound in the chest. Right, yes. Yeah. Ugh. $428, that's about 350 quid. That's not bad, to be fair. Decent prices. Yeah. Right, Robert Stephen Lover, he arrived with a group of friends for a recreational paranormal investigation. From my understanding, he was alone in the northwest bedroom and the rest of the party went outside and he called for help on their mobile two-way radios. His companions found him stabbed in the chest, an apparently self-inflicted wound, called 911, and Larson was brought to a nearby hospital before being helicoptered to Keratin. Right. It happened at 12:15, it's a witching hour, and roughly around the same time as the murders of Josiah and Sarah, their 4 children, and the 2 visiting girls. Right, okay. So he got stabbed by himself. That's mental.
Oh my god.
He never told any show that.
Just like the way it was calibrating.
No!
Wait, what? It's pointing towards the ball.
No, right now!
Is that a pulse
But this has happened like the last few investigations we've done.
Should we put it in the closet?
It just changes.
Do you think it wants us to follow it? It left as soon as you said it.
Dude, yeah, oh my god! It wants us to go upstairs. Johnny literally said now. Johnny said 90% of the activity is upstairs.
You said, do you want us to follow it?
That is the one time that it left.
This thing was just going crazy a second ago. How do you... What?
Let's go. We're getting something right off the bat.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's get out. If there's something here, we're going.
We're listening to you, okay?
This is where I think the killer would have been for sure. What? What?
Already.
Pointing towards the attic?
Pointing towards the attic. Wait, turn on that music box. Is there anything right there? Yeah.
Where's that calibrated?
Dude, Dad,
oh wait,
my God.
He's pointing towards the attic. And now this thing is. Have you seen this before? I know you did the Dracula's Castle, but like this.
Well, this is next level. This is literally next level.
Dude,
This is nuts.
Towards the attic.
The theory that he could have been in the attic. So this is one of the places that the killer might have been hiding. It's here or the barn.
If the killer was in the attic, can you make one of these devices stop? Can you step away from both these devices?
Can you make one of these devices stop?
Holy fuck! Oh my God! So this REM pod, what it does is it sends a field. Basically, the amount of times you press the range is how big the field is.
Dude, this thing died.
What?
What? Yeah, this straight up died.
How is the thing already dead?
Dude, the crack box.
He
is dead.
just gave it to us. You turned it on
Literally
10
just
minutes
now.
ago for the first time.
Crack box is gone. Yeah.
Crack box is gone. Ow, sorry.
Alright, now I'm gonna keep the music.
Just gonna do some battery changeovers again, so 2 seconds.
Look,
The same light.
right over
Pointing
here.
back to the attic again.
Song is set it away.
But this thing's like a wax stud finder. It's just like It's also hot, bro.
It is so
Like
hot.
it is hot, unnaturally hot.
And it's like 40 degrees outside. Wait, you turned this on? And it hasn't gone off?
I don't know.
Can you actually explain that? Like, that does
So
not.
it's not a malfunction.
Put it back in the door frame.
Door frame again.
Why would it bring us up here and then just shut it all down?
Pointing towards the attic.
If it was something to do with the door frame, it
Okay,
would have
charging
happened immediately.
that box.
Something like this relies on a constant force.
Comment down below like, if you can explain this. Like, do you understand this?
No, I actually don't.
Like, we're asking you guys watching.
Is that a REM pod? Because I fucking need a REM pod. Okay, I might get one of
Put the
those
music
for
box
future.
aimed this way, and I want to see if there's something in the doorway.
Alright, turning it on.
Oh, Spirit Shack's on Amazon now.
So it's calibrated.
So that's where they actually got their Hujima Blippers from as well. Because they have a Spirit Shack music box. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Huh, I might... Yeah. Well, the very basic REM pods, which are essentially a fancy K2 meter, I believe you can get for like 80 quid, but they're obviously not that impressive. Yeah. So yeah, the cheap REM pod isn't directional, whereas the more expensive one, this one, is directional, but it's also several £100. Which, you know, is
right?
No, that doesn't calibrate.
Oh, this one doesn't calibrate?
There's something there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The thing that I really want right now more than anything else is the Hexcom. The thing that I'm currently saving up for is this, the Ovilus alternative, the Hexcom, sold by the same company. Contains a spirit box, word bank, uses different sensors to say words related to, you know, what the spirits wanted to say, and you see them all the time, and they look so fucking sick, and I want one badly.
Something was there. Something's there.
What?
Yes. Double confirmation that someone's standing there.
What if like all the movements that were made in that room when the killing happened are like just stuck in time, and that's just recording
That's
the
a thing.
movements stuck in time?
It's called residual activity. It continues to just do the process of its
Running the patterns.
Exactly.
Running the patterns.
So that could be an actual
residual-
thing that's going on right now.
Let's try.
Oh
Let's.
my.
So yeah, a residual haunting. yeah, that is a thing. I can't disagree with that a lot. Yeah, it is. This does have the signs of a residual haunting, actually. So in a residual haunting, it's a lot more, it replays previous events. It tends to be heavy on stone tape theory, but it can also be unrelated. It can just be, they're not necessarily linked, but they tend to be. So, for example, in a residual haunting, if you ever see the classic sort of ghost story of a ghost, a woman, for example, in a dress, walking down a corridor, and then suddenly she walks through a wall, the likelihood is that previously in history, either there was a doorway there in the current building, or prior to that there was a building, prior to that there was a doorway, and because she is, or the spirit in question, is moving residually as opposed to intelligently, they're not interacting with the current physical world, they're interacting with the world as they would have when they were alive. Hence the walking through walls that aren't there. In a lot of older sort of cities, you hear of ghost stories where the ghost is physically like in the floor. So like the ghost, you can only see them from the waist up and they're low down. And that's because obviously through the years the ground level of a lot of major cities has changed. I want to say Derby or Leeds, a city that I can't now remember the name of. I can't remember which one it is. There's a very famous case of a ghost of, I think it's a monk, that walks a street, and as it walks the street, where the street's uneven, the monk walks straight, like the monk stays level. So its legs, at one point I think it goes up to its waist, and then at another point it's back down, so it looks like it's walking flat. And it's because obviously through the years, changes in the road layout and the floor layout have meant that for this residual monk, it's walking its usual path, whereas to us it looks like it's sticking out the ground.
Dude, you're so right.
Do you remember what an egregore was? We talked about it one time at Queen Mary. What if this place wasn't haunted until there were so many people, so many terrified individuals for the last 100 years coming in here, that emotion gets stuck. And then it becomes haunted because of that.
So it's like concentrated mass hysteria.
Yes.
Because that's what causes hauntings, is traumatic events.
Everyone's thinking about the murder over and over and over again.
Not only that, but think about it, man. This is a little
I didn't
town.
know what an
It's the house at the
egregore
end of the
was,
street.
but
It's
I'm
an
on
axe murder.
board.
This is the most classic murder story in our culture. We're all conditioned to believe this.
Dude, yes. This house is the definition of like your worst fear coming true.
Yeah. So again, that's a very strong point. It doesn't really prove anything paranormally, but it's a very good point. To a degree, when you go somewhere like this, your fears are a lot more heightened than they are elsewhere. So for example, and this one might stand out to you, Maya, the ancient Ram Inn, the crimes that were, or the murders that were committed there, a witch being burnt at the stake, potentially child sacrifices, they're not things that will necessarily affect us, the everyday person. It's almost like there's a lack of relation. It's an ancient, nearly 1,000-year-old pub where human sacrifices and devil worship, etc., has taken place throughout the years. Like, in terms of that, I have no immediate relation to that location. I look at it and I don't go, that's something that I could experience myself, because the chances of my house being 1,000 years old and having witches in it, just isn't, it's not a thing. Whereas somewhere like 30 East Drive, it's a council estate, it's a council house, and it was just a family home, an unsuspecting family home built in the 50s. It's almost as generic as it comes. Like, that could very much be my house. my house is a council or a housing property, and it's like it could be very much. It could just happen in your house. Like they're not. There's not that gap in like experience, so it just makes it feel a lot more relatable, which I think makes it scarier.
No, you didn't.
No,
you
trust
didn't.
Mac
You
Lights.
wouldn't.
They will not believe this. I've been having it record for so long.
Turn it off.
Oh,
on camera. Okay. It's that. This is the first time we've bought these flashlights.
Yeah, first
these
time.
Are ours. They're not messed with. They're not like tampered with at all. These are new as of yesterday.
They're literally twist on, twist off flashlights.
I've just been filming straight for like a long time, and I just turned off.
Right next to it, so they're not gonna believe this one. But if it happens again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave a recording for a second.
Have you ever seen the flashlight go off?
No, I haven't, but I will say this. That thing has been going down by 1/10 of a degree since we've been standing here. It's getting colder, but think about it. People were dying right there.
Okay, you see that yellow light? That shouldn't be going off because we're not moving.
7, then 76.6, now it's 76.5.
It's like...
Oh.
Dude, it's going toward...
Wait.
Maybe no one's there.
That's where he was swinging the axe.
Oh.
Now it's
Look, it's going back and forth as if he's making the motion. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that just flat. Wait, I've never seen him do that before.
What, go on and off?
It went boom, boom.
Was that on camera?
I definitely got that on camera.
It's
for
swinging
sure.
the axe
There it is,
off
again.
and on at the same time. Oh my god.
It's going off so fast.
Can you turn off the REM pod?
Oh, wait, and I just want to say, we all jumped, and this thing did not turn on.
Guys, I gotta say, this is fun.
That was really cool.
People
That
are
was
also going to say,
That was
You guys are
creepy.
reacting way too much.
like, listen, you don't understand how rare it is for these devices to go off.
Yeah.
If you were here right now, you'd be jumping too.
It's excitement
Yeah,
and
yeah,
also just like
yeah, you
pure
tell 'em.
awe.
Think about it, like when we were at Odessa, we had those on for like an hour straight.
As if to confirm. Yes.
All right, if there's a spirit here, turn this off in 3, 2, 1.
No.
Oh God, I don't know.
Sometimes it does take a little bit,
Oh.
but nonetheless, it's turning it on and turning it off.
Yeah.
And you know what's just really weird about the REM pod going back and forth between the yellow and the blue light? He was standing in that exact spot.
And wait, oh my God, I just realized it's not going off again. This turned on, right?
Correct.
It was green, pointing towards the attic. Then,
Oh my
you see where I'm
god!
going with this, yeah?
Wait,
He came from the attic and
Boom, boom, boom. Stood here, back and forth, turned off.
That's the next place. We got.
So he left it.
There, we gotta do it there.
So yeah, take the REM pod into the kids' room now, like ASAP.
Tracing the steps as if it's from
they're showing
They're
us.
showing us what he
happened.
did. We're gonna have to press
Dude, you're fucking genius, man.
Oh my god, guys, what are we experiencing right now? And it's going down and down and down in temperature. I say let's move this into the other room. Let's.
As if a body is going cold. It's going. This is. One thing I will say is this is. Even if their evidence is faked, which I'm currently not convinced it is, I'm currently actually buying some of this. This feels believable to me, which is rare because they're American, and I very rarely believe Americans. Yeah. I'm buying it so far, and it's quite creepy.
Let's go. Oh my god. Good call, Colby. If there's some spirit in here that could inform us this is indeed the second place that the murderer came to kill, please turn on one of our devices. Can you walk in front of any of our devices that we have out right now?
And the music box is on too?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Huh.
Nothing.
Could it possibly just be something trying to show us that he was hiding in the attic and that's it? Not maybe trying to have us retrace the steps, but maybe just being like, oh, he was in the attic, he wasn't in the barn.
Maybe he didn't go in this room. Maybe he hit the two kids and then went downstairs because he knew he could trap them up here.
I love showing like moments like this because it just really shows that like our equipment doesn't always just jank off and go like crazy.
Yeah. Jank off. We've basically positioned some piece of equipment in every corner of the room. So if this is the correct room, that the killer went in after the parents' house. Please make a sign.
Are you below us?
Do you want us to leave? Oh my god, dude. To leave? Do you want us to leave? Do you want us to leave?
I'm intrigued by that mic malfunction, because that felt very similar to the mic malfunction that we potentially had in the RAM. Like, that was almost identical. That was almost an identical noise. Interesting.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
And look where it's pointing.
Away. To the exit. It wants us to leave.
So nothing's in here, but it wants us to leave. Do you think it wants us to leave the room or the house? I'm gonna go with the room. I don't want to the house yet. Okay, cool. Let's get out of the room.
We're gonna leave the room. Thank you for letting us know.
I really think that we should do something in the attic.
If the killer was waiting in the attic, he was waiting there for a long time. If this activity is residual, he's bound to still have an imprint in the attic. What if we can talk to him via like a spirit box?
But if this activity is residual, then he shouldn't be interacting with you.
Or something. The spirit box isn't turning on.
Is that bad? Is that better? What?
Yeah, but like,
Oh, are they doing an Estes method again?
You guys just didn't you guys like just replace those?
Yeah, no, it was. I literally tested it before we came here.
What?
Wait, what? Wait, can you take out one of the batteries and put it back in? Maybe it just got like fucked because of the cold or something.
Dude.
Completely dead.
That's like, what, the 4th or 5th thing that died today? Are we taking a little trip away?
Maybe.
There's a lot of people out there who watch our videos and don't subscribe. It's just not cool. You might as well subscribe right now. Turn on post notifications.
Yeah.
And leave a like on this video. If this gets 300,000 likes, we'll do another murder mystery like this house, like Lizzie Borden. So if you want to keep seeing these, like it up, guys. I personally enjoy doing like these types of videos so much.
yeah. It's so cool.
Look who showed up! He came!
Are there ghosts
Oh.
here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a distinct possibility that this house just has 2 hauntings. There could be... It's fully within the realm of possibility that you could have a residual haunting and intelligent haunting in the same location. So they could be talking to an intelligent spirit while a residual haunting is going on around them. But just the way they're talking is if they're trying to interact with the residual haunting defies the point of it being a residual haunting. You can't actively communicate with a residual haunting because then it's not residual, it's intelligent.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Duh.
Nate and church content.
Church. Are we gonna talk to an entity tonight? Alright, that's
Wait, you looked up there! Did you not see that? Were you filming that?
Okay, but that's probably just a freaking coincidence, though. Come on, man. Come on,
He was
though.
looking down the entire time, and then Pierce and I, he went,
Church. Wait, Church.
No,
Church,
okay, let's go get some freaking batteries.
Church, are you trying to tell us something? Trying to tell you to fucking like you.
He's pissed.
I'm trying to tell you to put me down, bro.
That's calibrating. There we go. What's up?
You remember how earlier the crack pump had clearly died?
Yeah.
Bro.
Ooh, what?
It's back on.
But like, we just went to get batteries. Like, everybody's gonna be like, hey, I just put new batteries in that.
We only got enough batteries for our spirit.
Well, we got
box.
AAA.
did.
We got AAA. This takes a D cell, dog.
About to do the Estes method. This is so loud. Do you hear how loud that is?
Oh, wow, that
It's
is
so
really
loud.
It's not even scanning yet. As soon as I start making this thing scan, he's not even hear anything.
This is like the loudest I've ever done it before.
Can you, give us a sign if you want to talk to us? We're about to do this.
No.
If that's you, can you please turn it off? We want to talk to you.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is
Oh,
cool, to be fair.
The train's
Oh,
coming.
the train's
Oh,
coming.
this is perfect.
We gotta do
Let's
it.
go. Let's go.
Wait, what is that?
Is that a Pokeball in the corner?
If you're here, will you make yourself known? We have the geophone.
Mystery.
Yes!
My only issue with this type of property is it's probably highly susceptible to break-ins. I suspect they get a lot of break-ins at this sort of place. Also, on the plus side, I've only got 2 batteries left to charge for the night vision cameras. And then I'm done.
If anyone is here,
Oh, it sounds like it's talking, like two people
Special?
are talking to each other.
family,
It sounded like a conversation.
Family. Me.
record that.
What? We're not even asking questions. Are we talking to anybody specific?
See,
Watching.
they haven't recorded the spirit box of the Estes method, which makes me feel a lot better about our Estes method. Because they're like very established YouTubers with 7.5 million subscribers. And if they ain't doing it,
Are you watching us?
it just makes me feel better about us, you know?
One flight.
One flight of stairs.
Now.
Go downstairs.
Fired. Big load.
Jeez.
Oh, wait.
Oh my god.
That's not fucking cool.
Dude.
In this.
End this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is he with you?
Is who with me?
Me.
Holy shit!
What?
Oh. Sorry, I'm just dealing with the context of Big Load. Because given the context of the sexual assault in this house, that is not a fucking fun thing to come through there. Shit. Okay.
What?
Bro, that was a door. A door. A door just fucking.
You said who was with me, and you said me, and then slam immediately. That's on
Which
camera.
door?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
It could have been the front door.
No, I closed that. Remember?
Dude, you smell that? That smell.
The metallic
The
smell.
metallic smell.
Should we go in there?
Dude, my heart's racing.
Doesn't blood smell metallic?
These are closed. So that's bolted in. So it wasn't up here. It had to have been downstairs, bro.
We're in pod?
Dude.
I'm not happy with this place. It's on my bucket
door
list. I
is
desperately
closed.
want to go there.
What was that?
Wait,
It could have been that.
Let's try this.
Huh. Maybe that, but in that case, it would have been closed.
Yeah, dude, that's like.
And it
that's
was-
big wind that's doing that.
I don't know. I don't think that would be it. This would be the wind that would shut it. Dude, that's not the sound.
That is like.
Not the sound.
Wait, try closing that. See if I don't know if this will make a difference.
Yo, he just yelled something is coming downstairs. What?
Dude, they're doing the they're doing the method right now. They're doing the method.
What?
Wait, did you ever go on the stairs besides just now?
No.
No.
Not at all. We were outside. We were playing with
We're in the complete dark.
You doing this shit by yourself?
No, we didn't do this.
We were just talking. I was telling him about Big Load and how, as fucked up as it sounds, he might be talking about that. And the REM pod went off. I immediately shut my flashlight off because I wanted to just sit here and just see if it would communicate.
I'm still
So it didn't
fucking
communicate. And then
not
all of a
happy
sudden,
about the Big
I
Load
was like,
bit.
"You want us to leave?" And the music box went off.
Dude, what scares me too is when we were downstairs, we were testing that door and it did not sound anything like it.
I know, but while you guys were doing that, and I know you weren't at the stairs, the music box that you put by the stairs started going off.
The top of the staircase?
And it was, I said, do you want us to leave? This one went off. You slammed the door, and then this one went off. Like, it went downstairs to, like, be like,
And then-
what was
And
that?
so that's why you guys are screaming it's coming down the stairs?
The creepy thing is when we said it's coming down the stairs, this music box started going off. So, it's
So
like,
it came back in and it was like
Yeah,
scared.
Yeah.
Dude.
They're downstairs. That's not them.
That wasn't them. Guys, something coming downstairs!
Guys!
Guys, something is coming downstairs!
Oh my god, something's.
Wait, no, it's coming
It's in the
downstairs.
fucking
Oh
attic.
my god. Can we try one thing really quick? What? If there's something here just watching us, can you just please just give us one sign if you want us to leave? That's all we want to know. I know we're recording. I know you probably don't like that. But if you can make that music box go off again.
It did. You could hear that.
Right out there. Yeah, the outside one.
So what do we do?
So you said leave, and this thing said going down the stairs. The logical next step is to go into the room.
What if it's tracing his steps?
That's what I'm saying.
So guys, we're going into a place where apparently the final murders took place, and to me, the most disgusting of them all.
I'm genuinely disgusted and I feel sick to my stomach.
This is the worst room. This, now that I fixed my mic because I punched it, is by far just the worst room of the property. It's fucked. Just the nature of the crimes, the acts, the evil, horrible acts that happened here.
In this room.
Whoa.
It's like something was waiting for us to come in here, so I'm just standing at the doorway waiting.
If it was something that's like actually blocking it, it would be consistent.
Did you see that, dude?
Yeah.
Wait, what is going on with this ball right now?
The floors might be like a tad uneven. I don't know.
But it's still moving.
If it just gets kicked towards us, like...
I'm done.
Yeah.
Can you move that ball?
Kick that ball towards us and we'll leave like you want.
Alright, are we ready?
I didn't do shit.
We're here.
I think he was right here.
No way!
What? You're kidding.
Cold.
You think what was right here?
Please.
Can you explain? What was right here?
You walk away.
Oh, it's
Oh my god! Who are you? Who is talking to us right now? Can you give us a name, anything, a sign?
Are you the Reverend George Kelly?
You said you think he was here. Who was he?
That would be able to get away with it. I swear to God, that would be able to get away with it.
Who is the guy that
last sentence?
Who would be the guy that would be able to get away with it? Not
Lies. Screaming.
Holy fuck! I'm chills all down my body.
Trust me.
Give us a name.
Please give us a name. We're listening.
He said, "Who would be the person that would be able to get away with it?" Holy fuck!
Remember.
We're remembering. We remember you.
Dude, chills. I'm freezing. Do
I'm
we know
getting
this name?
chills here.
That's the reason why.
What's the reason why? What was the reason for these murders?
I needed.
Turn my fan off.
Needed to?
I can't believe how long this REM pod's been going off. This is nuts. I almost feel like we should turn it off. The ball in the closet's going on.
Oh my god! You have to squeeze that thing. I'm gonna reset this.
Train.
Did the killer take the train?
Implications of something.
Implications of the train?
Who are we speaking with?
Yes, please tell us who you are.
You know.
No, we don't. Are we talking to?
You know.
Oh my god! Paul Miller. Was he the murderer?
The words you know coming through an Estes method just aren't it for me. Just not a fan. Because, you know, been there, done that.
Impossible.
Was it the Reverend George Kelly? Or was it something...
Kill me. He was going.
How would you feel if we took off the cover to the mirror?
This one.
Yes, this one.
mirror.
We can.
Okay, we're going to.
Run. I had to run.
You had to leave the scene of the crime?
No choice. It was worth it.
What was worth it? The murders?
All of it.
Who are you?
You know.
This is...
Did any of that make sense?
Yes.
You kept saying you know him, and you kept saying stuff about railroads and trains. The Reverend left town on a train, and Paul Miller. Could be still both of them.
It would make sense that you could have one conclusion drawn from logic, one conclusion drawn from this sort of illogical supernatural behavior. So like the logical conclusion is that it's Paul Miller. But it seems like the illogical, like the supernatural conclusion is it's the Reverend Kelly.
You're right.
Because like it was.
Holy fuck.
What?
I just got like a hot flash on my back. It was like heating up, like as a.
We should probably check your back.
Yeah. I don't see anything yet.
Have we said your name tonight?
What's that?
I couldn't make out what it said.
It's like that.
I personally had to.
See, there's like full-on sentences.
Have we said the murderer's name tonight?
Oh! Can't decide yet, or something like that. Or was it can you decide yet? Like it's playing with us.
Bro, I'm telling you.
It's an enabled them. Enabled them.
Train tracks enabled them.
That was so something like that.
And it's going off again. We're not moving, guys. We're not moving.
What happens if we set the spirit box in that closet? We can try.
Alright guys, we are yet again trying
I'm
doing the
getting
spirit box
minor
without the
chills on
headphones for a
this.
minute there. We're gonna just have Sam go under since I went under for so long. Alright, this is your last
Put out
chance.
the lamp.
Put out the lamp? Or I put out the lamp?
Do you want us to turn off the light?
He's here.
He's here.
Who is
Who's here?
You're messing with us, aren't you?
Thanks for being here.
It's fucking with us. Yeah.
I think it
We're
is
fucking
too.
with it though.
All over.
We are.
Blood? What was all over?
That ball just went on behind Sam. Are you in the closet right now?
You'll see why I'm so excited.
Wait,
That was a
wait.
full sentence.
Are you a German immigrant?
I'm so cold, dude.
There was something right behind him. Are you standing right behind Sam?
Did you enjoy killing this?
Behind.
Did you commit these murders because you're a pervert?
Didn't you guys talk about this at the beginning?
What?
I did.
Oh,
What?
gosh. Did you masturbate to the murders that you committed?
Oh, I'm the Reverend!
What?
What the fuck? It's clear as day! No!
I'm the Reverend?
Did that make sense with all the other stuff, or no?
Absolutely.
100, like almost too good.
I asked.
Oh, hey, right there it said, see what you can do with that.
How do we know this thing isn't fucking with us? The more into the emotional intensity of this you drive, the more that thing responds.
Guys, we're gonna be honest with you. We've been doing the Estes method for what, an hour now? We were all just like talking off camera for a second, and it's like we're getting so many different things where it could be Frank, could be, you know, the pervert George, could be a serial killer. We have literally no idea.
And the answer was so perfect.
And it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah, the last thing you
Reverend
said.
thing?
Yeah, the Reverend.
But I'm down if you guys want to like try it one more time, or maybe like one of you guys go under if you want.
Holy shit, the flashlight just went on.
And the capital's going off right now.
That might have been the rug, but the flashlight's definitely out.
That is not us.
If we are trying to do one more, I would say you guys and masturbate.
Viewers watching would want us to do one more because this is an awesome story. We gotta figure this out.
Try to find closure.
Final try.
This has to be the final.
It has to, guys. We've tried.
So, up until this point, they're getting some really fucking freaky shit.
Speak! It's time to talk!
Hello, welcome. But yeah, no, they're getting some proper freaky shit.
Tried for hours.
I hope they are sitting there liking, subscribing, because we are putting in hours. Thank you very much.
Nate has only done this one time too.
I'm pretty freaked out right now.
It's scary,
You're
man.
standing
It's
up
scary.
against the wall that there's axe murder marks right there.
Thanks for emphasizing that.
Can you tell us your name?
I don't want... You don't want to be known? Are you embarrassed? Yo.
Accomplish.
Why is that going
on?
Oh, is it this thing maybe?
No.
Oh, is your phone in your pocket maybe?
Oh, maybe your phone's right there. Did you know the killer?
Yeah, my phone's on my bad.
I think you've been playing tricks with us all night.
Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky.
From far.
From far.
She's not here.
Far.
Are you from Germany?
Yeah, where are you from?
So you're not
Horse.
Did you work on a farm?
Good answer. Good answer.
Whoa. Somebody work
Paul
on a farm.
Miller's first
Broken.
ever murder was on a farm, the Newtons.
The horse had a broken leg and Paul fixed it.
Paul Miller. He was a very skilled guy. A horse's leg was broken. He was able to fix the horse's leg.
I just got chills. That's so
Your name,
right.
Paul Miller?
I've
Wife?
so many.
Did you kill so many?
passion.
Were you an expert at killing people?
Horn.
The lights are off!
Turn the
Oh
fucking
fuck!
light off.
Yo! Nate!
Coming.
Nate, wait, somebody grab him!
What the fuck?
Nate, dude, the light's off! The light's off!
I don't know what you just said right before, but then it completely turned off right now.
Is it dead? Yes.
It just completely died? Holy shit, that scared the hell out of me. Let's keep going.
I mean, are we getting anywhere?
Yes, definitely. Keep going.
Dude, this is so fucking...
Are you taking the power from our equipment?
It allows for greater.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It allows for greater communication.
That's what I was thinking. What were we just talking about?
The farm. Broken,
A horse leg.
Horse, so many kills.
Always.
Are you always killing people with an axe?
Town from town.
Oh
Town from
my
town.
God.
Holy fuck. Was it Paul? Do you know
This
Paul?
is incredible.
Yes.
You know Paul? Paul Miller.
That. We're talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about Paul
Right
Miller.
there.
So
I enjoyed it.
Oh my God. Wait, what the hell?
is that what Paul Miller said here?
You didn't even finish talking.
Did you make Paul do it?
If I was him,
The spirit wanted to do it. I enjoyed it if I was him.
yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I would have enjoyed it if I was him. Yes.
That is what we're looking
Here.
Yo, get him out of this. We gotta tell him.
Done.
Done. Yes, we're
No,
done.
fuck.
Oh
my God.
Done.
Yes, you did that.
I said we're done. Get him out of this, and then you said done. And you kept saying either Paul or like it was him, and then we figured out that like it might have actually been a spirit with him here, and that's why he enjoyed it.
Do you remember the dark shadow that Johnny was talking about at the beginning? What if that evil entity just was with Paul, having a great time enjoying it with him?
Came to a conclusion. We've been talking, obviously, a lot about this. We want to present those conclusions to you guys, but also open up the floor for you guys to tell us what you think. Could be other inferences made due to the Estes method or other research that you guys do on these people that we've interviewed as well.
There's a lot of information we probably didn't cover.
We're just solely basing off of evidence, so paranormal aside, we're kind of convinced that it would have to be a traveling serial killer. Whether that not be Paul Miller, that's kind of up for grabs, but he seems, honestly, if there was one, he would be the most identical to other murders that were similar along the same route. And to contradict that a little bit, if you want to look at the paranormal side, from what we captured tonight, obviously something was messing with us. We've been talking in circles for hours. He would lead us in one direction and then disappear.
At one point, it seemed like it was almost frustrated with us.
And one of the biggest points of this Axe Murder House is it causes mind manipulation. That's where we kind of want to bring it to you guys. There's multiple suspects still on the table, and this is not all of the research that's probably out there. Our best guess is if it was a serial killer, it would have to be Paul Miller.
Paul Miller.
Whether or not
A
it had
reasonable
anything
thing
to do
to
with the
assume.
murders, I do think there is something evil that resides here. Well, it
Yeah.
scared me, I think, the worst of this night. Johnny saying the place we're going to in 2 days was the most scary demonic place he's ever been.
The groundskeeper for this house said the Sally house is the most terrifying experience he's ever had.
He works here. If you're excited for the next video, make sure to subscribe and like this video because, like we said, 300,000 likes, we will do another murder mystery case just like this one.
We want you to come up with your own conclusions. Again, Paul Miller was ours, but we want to hear yours.
Make sure to go check out these guys. They got channels, they got Instagrams, all that good stuff. Thank you for
I will.
enduring
I
another
will
long night.
sub-
Go check out our
subscribe
new
to
Shatter merch collection out right now. If you want to see behind the scenes and other investigations just like this one that we're doing tomorrow, go check out Explorer Club. We have a lot of other videos on there as well. So with that, next week we will see you guys at the Sally house. Maybe if we survive.
Maybe.
So adios.
Peace.
I don't need a trailer, thank you. I don't want spoilers. Right, that's not me, that's me. So, that was fucking horrible. I must admit, quite enjoying Sam and Colby at the minute. I've seen a couple of the things now. I watched one off stream yesterday, day before. Sunday. I watched one on Sunday. And yeah, it was really good. So thank you, Maya, for suggesting Sam and Colby to me. Obviously, the Villisca Axe Murder House, incredible. I might try and go through my bucket list places and just watch investigations of them because I think that could be fun. But with that and the fact it's like 1:15, I'm going to end my stream there. So thanks for joining me, and I'm unsure if I'll be live tomorrow night, and then I probably won't. Well, then I won't be live for a couple of nights. I might stream tomorrow night for a bit, but earlier, because I've got shit to do, places to be. So yeah, thanks for joining me. I will catch you later. Peace.